Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
On the cutting room floor today.
You know, many of us would like to be remembered in history. Not all of us want eternity. But would you like to be remembered centuries from now?
Yeah, I would.
Well, let's talk about Roland. He is Roland Lafatière, Rolandus Lafatière, Roland Lapeteau. He went by all those names.
That's French for yum.
He was a medieval man who lived in the 12th century of England. He was revered. He was given a manor in Suffolk, 30 acres of land, in return for his services as a jester for King Henry II. But his main job was to be a flatulist.
Like a flute player.
No, I first read that as a flautist, but it's a flatulist.
A flatulist?
A farter. He was the court farter. Exactly that noise. So he is known as Roland the Farter.
Right.
So that's what I mean, is he's remembered now from the 12th century, how your name will live on forever.
Yeah.
Oh, you do one lousy fart.
Roland wasn't lousy.
Every
Would
year.
be good.
But he was so good at it that he got rewarded with that house and with the land.
Yep.
He entertained the king. So every year he was obliged to perform one jump, one whistle and one fart for the king's court at Christmas.
Would he do it all at once?
What is it, a jump, a whistle and a fart? It's almost impossible for me not to. I've had 2 children and I like a high fibre diet.
You would own half of Sydney by now.
I'd have what?
You own half of Sydney by now.
But you know what? We all think that how awful it is to laugh at farts. Do you know one of the oldest jokes ever recorded over 4,000 years ago was a fart joke?
Go on.
In ancient Sumer, like Sumeria,
Yep.
there's a tablet onto which is chiseled the words, something which has never occurred since time immemorial. A young woman did not fart on her husband's lap. I don't quite get the joke, do you?
No.
Is he saying she did or she didn't? Let's read it again. Something which has never occurred.
Yep.
A young woman did not fart, meaning she did or didn't?
No, she didn't, because women don't do that.
Don't they?
Until now.
Until now. Apparently there are jokes from the ancient Romans with their graffiti to the Edo period of the Japanese who made art scrolls called fart battles.
Fart battle.
The evergreen toilet humour has stood the test of time.
Well.
So if anyone's going, oh, look at Jonesy and Amanda being so juvenile, go back to the history, go back to the
Look
anals.
at your history.
Look at your anals.
Look at your anals. See what you're doing here?
I know. I'm going to get free land from the royals.
You'll get a little area called Canberra.
Yeah, that's what I'll get.
Just for your services to farting and providing the fun.
Okay, thank you. End that sentence now.
Yeah, Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah, cutting room floor.
Well, Amanda, what is on the cutting room floor today?
I've got an interesting story today about a company that was the world leader, and greed and lack of insight made it disappear into nothingness.
Okay, which company was this?
No, that's all. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, you want more details? Okay.
More deets.
This is about the Kodak company. In 1975, Kodak was the world's most powerful photo company. It was worth, this is in 1975, worth $31 billion. By 2012, they were bankrupt.
Wow.
20 years later, less than 20 years later. Do you want me to tell you what happened?
Well, it's apparent that obviously digital technology overtook the film.
Yes, of course, but they had the digital technology and buried it. That's what's fascinating about this story.
Really?
Yep. So they didn't become bankrupt because of competition or the technology overtaking them.
Yeah.
They made one fatal decision, and it's been called the biggest business mistake in history. So in 1975, Kodak owns photography.
Yep.
90% of film sales worldwide, 85% of camera sales, $10 billion in annual revenue, millions of profit every day. One engineer was about to change everything. A young engineer, his name was Steve Sasson. He walks into the Kodak lab and he says, I've invented a camera that doesn't need film. The room goes silent. He shows them the prototype. It works perfectly. Their response? Bury it. The executive said, buy the patent, we'll own the patent, and we will bury it. We will tell no one. Because film was making them so much money.
Yeah, right.
$15 per roll is what they got from film sales. Why kill the cash cow? That's what they thought. Well, then they go along with that. 1995, digital cameras flood the market. Other people, they didn't need their patent. Other people are working out how to do the same thing.
They would have invented it.
Their competitors raced to adapt. Kodak's response, they still had this information, still had these patents. They doubled down on film and disposable cameras.
Oh.
Yeah. So by 2005, the numbers were brutal. Digital camera sales exploding, film sales plummeting. Kodak's stock was down 75%, and yet they still held on.
Yeah.
They didn't see the writing on the wall and think, you know what, why don't we make our own digital camera? We've got the information.
But it's too late.
It's too late. January 2012, well, it wasn't too late in 2005.
Yeah.
January 2012, they went bankrupt. 28,000 employees were let go. 142 years of history ended because, as they say here, greed made them bury tomorrow.
And Kodak, there is a market these days for film, from hipsters.
But it's novelty.
Yeah, like they're not going to make billions of dollars from hipsters.
The moment's gone.
Coming in for the odd roll of film.
No, it's like people who still buy records. That's never going to be the mainstay of the industry.
But this happened with Netflix and a Blockbuster Video. The Netflix guy went to Blockbuster and said, I've got this idea, I've got this streaming service. And they went, on your bike, pal.
Well, did you see that documentary about the BlackBerry? So interesting.
Yes, that's
that was
great.
a great doco. The BlackBerry was the market leader. It had the phone and a little computer with a little keypad, and what they just did not see it coming. Steve Jobs did this. Apple comes in, they put the keyboard onto the screen of the computer.
Yeah.
They put it onto the screen of the phone.
Yeah.
And BlackBerry was saying, no, people will still want to type. They'll still want to blah, blah, blah.
But they stick to it, sticking to your old guns.
Yeah, and they went bankrupt too.
I remember years ago I was doing a McHappy Day. This is probably in the 90s in Brisbane. And I was just talking to the manager of the McDonald's there. And I said, what about this Subway mob? Because up in Brisbane in the 90s, you couldn't get Subway anywhere else in Australia. It was only in Brisbane. I said, what about this Subway mob? Are you worried about them? He goes, who's going to eat salad sandwiches? Subway took over McDonald's. Curiously now,
took over in sales.
In sales.
Are they ahead of McDonald's now?
But Subway have fallen off the radar now because they got too big.
Weren't you asked to invest in Boost Juice? You said, who's going to drink juice?
Years ago, a boss of mine came up to her, and you know this guy. He said, have you got to spare 30 grand? And I said, why? And he said, old mate here is starting a business and they just need some ground floor investors. If you've got to spare 30 grand. And I said, well, curiously I do, but I'm buying a Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Wow.
And he said, well, maybe you might want to rethink that. I said, no, I'm going to stick with my Harley because who drinks juice?
What would 30,000 be worth now?
I think someone did say, and I don't know if this is true or
Here
not.
we go. What'd they say?
Someone said it'd be worth about 70 or 80 million bucks now. Your 30 grand if you kept.
Wouldn't that give you the pip?
If you kept rolling over, if you kept saying, right, here's my 30, and then you buy it and you kept reinvesting. But yeah, I'm not a businessman.
No, well, duh.
I'm not a businessman.
Duh.
Look, I got you to work with me. What sort of businessman am I? Although, what sort of businesswoman are you? Because I just offer you some magic beads.
I still haven't seen them.
Hey, 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 get ready. Everybody hearing some more of Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room flow. Hey, 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 get ready. Everybody hearing some more of Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room flow. Hey, 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 are you ready for more?
On the cutting room floor today, breaking news, more Americans on Ozempic go blind.
Well, when you say more, it's not like a million.
No.
It's 9.
I was waiting for this story to happen because so far all I've heard is good stuff about Ozempic. I've heard about the Ozempic burp and that's about it, but everything else...
And the Ozempic face. Haven't you heard of Ozempic
What's
face?
Ozempic face?
Well, you lose so much weight, but it all comes off your face as well.
Right.
And you look haggard. Another thing people are saying, I know people myself who've decided to go back on, to go off Ozempic because you lose your appetite. You lose your sense of fun around food. You don't look forward to meals. You don't look forward to having friends over. It changes that part of your life. And if you like socializing around food, it changes that for you.
You missed your 3-piece feed. You weren't on Ozempic though.
Me?
No,
I'm
you
not
just
talking
said
about me.
I know. It just sounded like you just said just then. I miss being on. That's what I missed is
No,
eating.
that's what these people are saying.
Just for our readers, Amanda is not
God.
on
If
Ozempic.
I'm on Ozempic, this is the worst ad for it ever.
This is a wonder drug, and there was a thing that as well reported that it's good for your heart. It's reducing heart plaque and stuff like that. But now this
Heart plaque, CNN News.
now this story has come out. Several studies have linked the shots to conditions that cause inflammation and block the blood flow to the eye, causing severe and sometimes permanent vision loss. This lady was on Ozempic, and then she found that one eye, she lost the sight thereof.
And then when she went off Ozempic, it came back.
And then it came back, and then she went back on Ozempic, and then she lost the sight in her other eye.
Would you rather be slim or blind?
Well,
Does that work?
I'd rather be slim.
No.
Would
you choose? Would you give up your sight to lose weight?
No.
No, I don't think anyone would make that call,
sight
would
is,
they?
No, that's paramount.
No.
That's important.
Interesting, though. I thought, what if you said to people, would you lose your little finger to be slim?
Ooh,
Where do you draw the line?
yeah, I think I'd use my little finger to be.
Would you?
Yeah, well, what the hell does the little finger do? Nothing. Only when you're drinking a cup of tea, it sticks out.
People think you're with the Yakuza.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, there
No,
you go.
that was for weight. Sorry, I'm not in a gang. I just wanted to be slim.
But what about the big full-body tattoo, mate? I just like it. I'm into a Japanese thing at the moment.
Well, Ozempic also has been linked to bone loss. The singer Avery Shares, is that her name? Anyway,
Yeah.
maybe she just shared something.
Avery Shares.
Or maybe Avery has shared in a tearful confession.
Is her name Avery?
Yeah.
What does she sing?
So you didn't think the name Avery Shares was weird, but you think the name Avery is weird?
I thought her name was Avery Shares.
I did too, because that's headlined here. But in a tearful
Right.
confession, she has said
Yeah.
that using Ozempic for a year, she's been diagnosed with osteoporosis, a bone-thinning disease that increases risk of fractures. Yeah. She's lost significant bone density, leaving her bones fragile and weak. These are the side effects we're starting to hear about. These are minuscule. If you're on Ozempic, don't panic.
Yeah.
Millions of people are on it, and these are only a short number. But it's a new drug being used in this market, and this is the stuff we're starting to see.
Remember the good old days of the Ford pills?
Yeah, there were rumours, I don't know if they're true, that the Ford pill was a tapeworm. And it would strip you of animal fats. How slimming. But you didn't know that it was actually a tapeworm.
And it'd go in your guts.
There was an article just in the paper today about how this man lost 22 kilos by eating with chopsticks and a tiny teaspoon. This is the new thing that they say that eating the biggest meal of the day early in the morning and a lighter meal at dinner, but to use, quote, uncomfortable utensils.
Yep.
Chopsticks, small plates, tiny cutlery, eat with a chainsaw. Eat with a Bengal tiger. Make it uncomfortable for yourself.
Well,
'Cause why don't you punish yourself for being alive?
History will show that Oriental people are thinner. And it's only until they became westernised and we gave them the fork, they've put on the weight. Have you not noticed that?
Well, in Japan, for example, post-war, the generation now, the generation post-war, was like a foot taller than their dads, the men were, and they were barrel-chested. They were bigger because we'd introduced to their diet animal fats. And they started to get tumours because the animal fats brought on cancers. Their traditional maybe seafood and salt diet had issues of its own, but they weren't these cancer things. But now you see Japanese, tall, broad-chested, their diet is now quite different and their bodies reflect that.
Yeah, bubble tea, that's got a lot of sugar in it.
What about Starbucks drinks? Masses and masses of sugar. People drink them every day thinking they're just having a tea.
But when you used to look at Japanese people, you'd think like little Japanese people and then you think big sumo. There was no in between.
Mm-hmm. Well, have you seen Japanese rugby? They're massive. And if you go to Japan, my sons are very tall. I was in Japan with them over Christmas and my sons, both of them are very tall, big heads of curly hair. I assumed I'd be able to pick them out in a crowd anywhere. No. A lot of Japanese people are tall.
Because they were in a lot of bars as well and they had mum's credit card.
They were lying in the gutter at the time.
Hey, everybody, here is some more of Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor.
To the cutting room floor, Batman.
Interesting debate. Do Maltesers taste better out of a box or a bag? I know we're leaning into this promotional
For Maltesers.
thing from
and I'm happy
Maltesers.
for it. I like Maltesers.
Malteser. If we mention it 18 times, surely they'll give us some Maltesers. The reason I bring this up, apparently research has long suggested that maximum enjoyment of food comes from igniting all the five senses. Do you know what they are, Brendan? What are your five senses?
Sight,
Yes.
taste,
Yes.
smell,
Yes.
feel,
Yeah. No, we call it touch. That's why you got in trouble with HR.
and the other one?
Sound.
Sound.
They're the five. And so that's why when it comes to Maltesers, a lot of people are team box because there's more, the box has more visual appeal. There's something extra and special to opening up a box of Maltesers.
I love the box more.
Do you?
Yeah, it's
more,
great.
More than the bag?
It's visually appealing. To me, when I was a kid, if you got a box of Maltesers,
Oh, you were the king.
it was like, hang on, I'm getting a box. They're giving me a box
I know.
of Maltesers.
I know. You know what they should have done is maybe market them like Derwent pencils. Get small packs and then you could get major packs. Wouldn't it be incredible? That Nicole Casamatis, who I went to school with once, got a bike and all the Derwent pencils. She would get the world's, I bet she would have got the world's biggest Malteser box if there was one.
Wow. Away from that.
I've almost forgotten that it happened.
Because Cheezels come in a box. And then
Yeah.
they also, conversely, come in a pack.
But that's different, I think, because a box of Cheezels, it just make you feel sick. You know, Barry Dubois on film shoots and when we were doing stories together, he'd have a box of Cheezels in the car so his kids and wife didn't know. Here I am blabbing him out because he was trying to be on a health kick. And they were burning his tongue, but he just kept going because he loved them.
Well, it's just packaging and salt. Pretty much
Yeah.
all you're eating.
Yeah, that's right. But a box of Cheezels is too much. A box of Maltesers is just the right size.
I remember going to see the movie Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo, or it might have been Herbie Goes to Bananas.
Goes to bananas.
Goes to Bananas. And my dad bought me a box of Maltesers.
Oh, see, you've never forgotten it.
And I thought
Yeah.
it was the best thing ever.
Yeah. Harley says that the best gift he ever received was he always had to share everything with his sister. That's why, as he says now, he can divide something down to the parsec. He knows exactly because what he did in his house, his mother would say, one of you will cut it, the other one will pick which half they want.
Oh.
So he got microscopic with
Right.
it. His best day ever was when his grandmother bought him a packet of biscuits that he didn't have to share.
Nice.
No birthday, Christmas present will ever live up to that.
I find it fascinating that you mentioned the word parsec. Parsec is the unit of speed measured in Star Wars to track
it?
the Millennium Falcon.
Is it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Han Solo says it did the Kessler run.
Nerd.
It did the Kessler run in 12 parsecs or something.
Let's move
like
on from that. You know, I have a couple of really nice cups at home. I drink a lot of tea. I only ever would drink it out of those cups. I've got lots of other cups and really nice ones that I've
Yeah.
bought, but I don't choose them. I always choose one of two particular cups because I just think it makes the experience better.
I've found as I've gotten older, it didn't bother me how I drank my beer as long as the beer was wet and cold. Actually,
Straight from a tap.
when I was young, it didn't even matter if it was cold. I would have drunk it warmer. I didn't care. But now I've become a bit of a beer snob, and I like it. If it's in a can, I like to put it into a schooner glass. I like that.
I thought you were going to tell me you use a stubby holder.
I don't know about a stubby holder.
my brother-
beer doesn't last long enough for that.
My brother is from Queensland. There are stubby holders on everything.
Yeah.
Of course, you have to up
But
there, I guess.
They got that watery 4X Gold. They drink that up there.
I've never seen him drink 4X Gold. That's an assumption that all
They
Queenslanders
drink the
that.
water. I've lived in Queensland.
Yeah.
They love 4X
You
Gold.
haven't
up
lived
there.
there for how many years?
We left in 1997.
Yeah, they don't drink 4X. That's
They
everyone's
do.
idea. Some of them do, but
Yeah.
not every Queenslander has to drink 4X.
I remember when the Castlemaine Brewery got flooded by the Brown River, Brisbane River, and everyone was worried about what would happen to the beer. Said, I think it might make it better.
Should we get back to parsecs?
Yes. Go on. What other stuff do you know?
No,
about
that's
Star
all I've
Wars?
got. That's all I've got.
Are you sure? How do you feel about Disney taking over Star Wars?
End this, please.
Yeah, it's Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Yeah. Get ready, everybody, here is some more of Jonesy and Amanda's cutting room floor. Are you ready for more? Yeah.
What's on the cutting room floor today, Amanda?
Brendan, you like a roast chook, don't you? A cooked chook, as we call it in our house.
I like a roast chook. I like a barbecue chicken.
What do you call it? The rotisserie chook? What do you call it?
Just a barbecue chicken.
Do you? I'd call it a cooked chook.
Cooked chook?
Bachelor's handbag.
Yep, chook in a bag.
Chook in a bag.
Yeah.
What about chook in a bag and a trolley?
Oh, come on. You know, do we have to go raking up these old graves?
I think we do, because you're still convinced you did the right thing.
Okay, for people that don't understand the story, let me say the story.
You say your part of the story and I'll say what I think.
I'm at my local shopping centre.
This gets embellished every time.
It was a spring day.
I was saving a baby.
I was at my local shopping centre. It was a spring day, and I was returning my shopping trolley back to the shopping trolley receptacle.
Oh, okay.
When I noticed that there was a barbecue chicken hanging from the back of the shopping trolley in front of me. I looked around to see if anyone had left the chicken behind.
Show how much you looked around. Demonstrate.
It was still piping hot. And I said, hello. It was an underground car park, so it resonated throughout the car park.
Everyone could hear.
My theatrically trained voice.
Yeah.
Hello, someone has left a barbecue chicken here.
I prithee thus,
Hello. And a lady walking past, excuse me, ma'am, did you leave this chicken here? She says, no, I did not.
I've never heard that part of the story.
Well, I'm just for the I want the full story out there. So I inspected the chicken
and
on it had a timestamp of when it had been cooked, 11:25.
And what time was this?
At this time, it was 10 to 12. So the person, I presumed, had just done all their shopping, put the chicken on the trolley.
Bought a chicken that was going to feed their family for a week.
They've hung it on the back of the shopping trolley.
For the week.
And they've driven off.
And they got home and thought, I've left it. I'll race back because that's all I've got for my family.
They're not going to make it in time.
In time for what?
To get back to the chicken.
Before you've taken it.
No. And I stood around for some time.
Oh, you did not. So anyway, the upshot of this is Jonesy took the chicken home and ate it.
Lost and found.
I would not take it. I'd let the drama play out without me.
Okay, what happens if you didn't take it and some child comes up and eats the chicken and gets salmonella and dies?
Well, you fed it to yours.
No, because it was still, I had the timestamp. The bag was sealed. There was a timestamp.
The reason
it's only got a finite life. Do you know that salmonella can breed in the blink of an eye?
Well, the reason I brought up the roast chook was a Brisbane man is on a mission to eat an entire rotisserie chicken every single day for a year in search of the best roast chook in Australia.
Will that be his only meal?
Actually, I don't know. He's got 10,000 followers on his Instagram. The account is called @DailyRoastChook. It's a shot of you stealing it from one day, so that set him back. He had to start all over again.
You know, I don't know why you get so jazzed.
He said that this is the perfect chook. The criteria is juiciness is the key element. He said no seasoning, no stuffing, no sauces. I'm not going to be swayed by accessories, he said.
Really? Mm-hmm. You know about stuffing, I learnt this, at Christmas I was making turkey on my Weber barbecue and I was just doing a little tutorial how to cook it.
Doing it?
Well, just
watching one.
Watching, well, that's doing a tutorial.
No, doing tutorial means you were hosting the tutorial.
Oh, I thought it was like, you know.
You were watching a tutorial.
You got to sweat on every tin tack.
Well, it makes a big difference to the story.
Okay, so I'm watching.
Stealing, borrowing.
I'm watching the tutorial and the man said, you might have noticed I haven't stuffed this turkey. And I went, yeah, I did notice that. And he said, it dries out the meat. Because all the juices go into the centre of the carcass, into the cavity.
Rather than staying in the body.
Yeah. So what happens is all the bread acts like a giant sponge, takes all the moisture
then
out.
How come everyone still does the stuffing?
Well, he said perhaps make the stuffing on the side. Turkey stuffing and chicken stuffing was made to make the meal go around.
Yeah.
It's like Yorkshire pudding. Yeah. So you don't really need to make stuffing. And besides, I'm off bread, so it's a win-win.
Well, I'm so happy for you. The reason he decided to set off on this mission, he said he was sitting across the table from a friend who downed 6 beers and ate an entire roast chicken in one sitting, and he thought it was the funniest thing ever. Do you know this guy? Was he watching you?
I don't know if it's the funniest thing ever.
Have you ever eaten one in one sitting?
Yeah. I remember, to my great shame, I was a bit heavier back then, 120 kilos, in fact, and I was working in Karratha, Western Australia, and they have a place over there called Chicken Treat, which is like our Red Rooster.
Like trick or treat?
No, Chicken Treat. And you'd go there, and I did ashamedly eat a whole chicken.
I know someone who once ate an entire duck. Oh, heavy much?
No, I'm not. I got no time for duck.
I've got no time for duck. MasterChef has made everyone think that they should be eating duck.
No, I don't like it.
Don't waste my time.
I like the duck pancakes. I'll take
That's
a duck
it. I
pancake.
agree.
Okay.
Once on a Beyond 2000 trip, you get an allowance, a per diem for your food, and we eked out enough to go to this nice restaurant. We're in Hong Kong, and we said, you know what? Let's have the Peking duck.
Yep.
What a treat!
Sure.
So they bring out this big roast duck, they're incredible, on this trolley. It looks amazing, and they take off the top bit, the back, roll it into tiny pancakes for us.
Yum.
Duck disappears, and we never saw it again. All we got for our money was the back shavings. They must have seen us coming a mile away.
So they just cut off the bit off the back.
Because usually what they do, if you're having the whole thing, that's the first bit, and then they come and prepare the bits the other way. We didn't get any of that.
You wanted the duck's bum.
I wanted the duck's guts. That's exactly what I wanted.
Forget the nuts.
Everybody sit for today. Come back tomorrow for some more of Jonesy and Amanda's cutting